How y'all doing, good people? Welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to another video. If you're stopping by the channel for the first time, please consider subscribing to my channel. And while you're at it, smash that like button for me. I really would appreciate it. Also, hit that post notification bell so that you're notified every time I upload a new video. Be careful down in the comment section of the videos. Lot of spam, lot of scammers. I will never ask you to contact me by WhatsApp or Telegram. I also do not invest money for my subscribers, so please be careful. Don't get yourself scammed. If you want up to 15 free stocks, Moo is going to give you up to 15 free stocks when you open a new Moo brokerage account. They're going to give you 15 free stocks just for trying out their brokerage app. When you put $100 in that new Moo brokerage account, they're going to give you 5 free stocks. When you put $1,000 in your new Moo brokerage account, they're going to give you 15 free stocks. Now, guys, this is a limited time offer. It won't last forever. Don't delay, act today. There's a link down in the description box of this video. Go click on that Moo link. Open up your new Moo account today. Go get that free stock. Go get that free money. Now, I'm going to be using the Moo brokerage app to buy my paper assets to build wealth in 2024 and beyond. If you want to rock with me and use the same brokerage app that I use, go down to that description box and click on that Moo link. Open up the Moo account today. Like I said, don't delay, guys. Act today. Be decisive. Don't be indecisive. If we're going to build wealth, we have to be decisive, right? We can't be wobbling and on the fence and, oh, golly, I don't know. Listen, man, if you want to build wealth, you got to build wealth. It's up to you. Now, you don't have to use the same brokerage app that I use. I'm not going to sit here and tell you that's the only way to build wealth. That's not, no. You can use whatever you want to use. But if you want to rock with me, you want to copy my plan, you want to see what my wealth transfer blueprint will look like using the Moo app, then you got to go down to the description box and click on that link and open up your Moo account today. Richard, do I need more than one brokerage account? No, you don't. And you can use whatever brokerage account you want to use. But like I said, if you're rocking with me and you're going to need some guidance as it relates to the brokerage app that you use, clearly, if I'm using Moo, I am a resource for you. I'm able to walk you through certain things. I'm going to be doing a Moo tutorial, right? I'm going to be doing a tutorial to walk you through how to use the basic functions of the app in order to buy your paper assets to build wealth. But if you don't have a Moo account, you know, the Moo tutorial is not going to help you at all, right? Now, I know some of you guys out there are sophisticated investors. No problem. I'm not talking to you anyways, because I know some of you sophisticated investors, you're going to be using some big old gigantic brokerage firm to do your trading. And that's okay. Nothing wrong with that. But for you folks that were like me when I started out, that I knew nothing about stocks, I knew nothing about ETFs, I knew nothing about brokerage accounts, it would have been helpful when I was 26 years old starting out if I had someone who was willing to send me a tutorial on the brokerage app that they were using. And yeah, I got 15 free stocks to do it when I put $1,000 in the account. So if you want to rock with that, if you want that tutorial, and I'm going to be doing that tutorial this week because I've had many of you ask for it already. So I'm going to take some time out this week. Probably tomorrow on Tuesday, March 12th or either March 13th, I'm going to do that tutorial video. I'm going to sit down, I'm going to film it, I'm going to put it together in a video, and then I'm going to throw it out there on the YouTube channel so that you guys who rock with me and wanted to open that Moo account and need a little bit of extra tutorial, a little bit of extra help, you're gonna have it. Now you gotta also understand inside the Moo brokerage app, they already have tutorials, plenty of them, that teach you everything you need to know to get started. But for some folks, they don't feel comfortable with that. You know, they're like, okay, Richard, I'm new at this. I'm intimidated by it. I really would prefer you do something to just walk me through the basics, because the app has a bunch of stuff in it and I don't know where to go. I don't know what to click on. And it's going to just take me a longer time to figure out the basic stuff when I want to jump right into buying my assets. So if I can collapse time frames for some of you guys, boom, I'm going to do that. But you got to be rocking with me, right? So down in the description box, go click on that Moo link, get your Moo account set up, and you can have more than one brokerage account, guys. You can have more than one. There's no law or no rule that says you can only have one. Matter of fact, I got 4 of them. Moo is just the one that I use every day, but I got a Webull account, I got a Merrill Lynch account, I got a Vanguard account, but I don't use those other 3 that much. I got money in all of them, and all of them have paper assets in them, but the Moo brokerage app is the one that I use every single day. So you can have more than one, guys. I know some of my subscribers say, well, Richard, I'm using the Moo app to copy your plan. Now, I have another brokerage account over here that I do other stuff in, but this one is going to be dedicated to copying your plan and doubling your net worth over the next 10 years. So that's why I'm rocking with Moo, because I want to do exactly what you're doing. Again, guys, I'm no expert here. I just have experience doing this for over 25 years of building wealth. So if you like that, rock with it. If you don't, don't. Now let's move on. We're going to talk a little bit today about the Fed and the White House and how they're making it super easy, guys, to get rich. I keep telling y'all, man, it's so many ways to get rich out here. It's so many ways. And I'm going to walk you through why I believe the Fed and the White House are putting measures in place in order to help the 99%ers get rich. Now, the 1% don't want you to get rich. You know that. So they're against this White House thing that I'm gonna run you through here in a second. The 1% are totally against this. they don't want the White House to give y'all nothing. But you know it's an election year. So old Joe Biden, he got that little, he pulling out all the stops. It's an election year, and I be doggone if he gonna let old Trump kick him out the White House. And again, I'm not picking sides, guys. I don't pick sides. I don't care anything about who wins. I'm just telling you, the 1%, they do not like what the White House is trying to pull off for the 99%. And I believe the White House is doing this because they need a push. They got an election in November of this year, and they got a pretty strong opponent. Donald Trump is a strong opponent, and he got a lot of Americans behind him. I mean, a bunch of them. So you got to come up with something from the White House standpoint or Joe Biden standpoint to get the American people on your side. And most of the American people are the 99%ers. So they're going to come out with some stuff to help you become more wealthy, or at least it seems that way, right? But let's start with the Fed. Let's talk about how the Fed is trying to give us an opportunity to get rich, give us an opportunity to get to our pot of gold at the end of the rainbow. Now, you guys know last week, the Fed went to Capitol Hill. And we've talked about that in prior videos, so I'm not going to cover too much of that. But I'm trying to paint a picture here for you. So indulge me and bear with me for a second. So the Federal Reserve Chair went to Capitol Hill, to Washington, D.C. last week for 2 days. And he met with the House of Representatives and he met with the Senate. And in that 2-day meeting, he basically told them, we're going to reduce short-term interest rates sometime in 2024. Now, what does that mean to the 99%? Well, it's telling us, it's giving us a forecast. See, and this is what I try to get you guys to understand. They're giving us a forecast. He's giving us a look into the future. See, Jay Powell is a future teller. He's a future teller. And what he's telling us is, listen, 99%, if you want to get rich and get yourself out of this matrix that the 1% got you in, I'm giving you the ingredients to get rich. And the main ingredient to get rich is knowing what's going to be coming in the future. See, if I know what's coming in the future and I'm living in the present, guess what I can do? I can get rich. See, I know what's coming because the Federal Reserve Chairman has already told me what's coming. He told me what? They're going to reduce interest rates. And what have we learned about the stock market, guys? What do we know about the stock market? How does the stock market react to interest rates? For those of you who've been rocking with me, you know how that works. When interest rates go up, what does the stock market do? Somebody in the chat, please tell me what happens to the stock market when interest rates go up? What happens to the stock market when the interest rates go up? There you go. I know one of my guys in the chat. Matter of fact, I got two of my guys in the chat hit the nail right on the head. Matter of fact, I got 10 guys in the chat hit the nail right on the head. When interest rates go up, the stock market goes down. Now, some of you might ask, well, Richard, that don't make no sense. Why would the stock market go down when interest rates go up? Well, here's why. The stock market is made up of companies. Companies and consumers. Companies and consumers. That's what the stock market is made up of. See, there is no smoke and mirrors here, guys. It's pretty straightforward. The stock market is made up of companies and consumers. So when interest rates go up, how does that hurt companies? Well, money becomes harder to borrow. When companies can't borrow money, guys, cheap, what happens? Productivity goes down. Sales go down. Net profit goes down. Stock price goes down. Right? Because most companies need to borrow money to grow. See, everybody in the stock, every company in the stock market is not Apple. Every company in the stock market is not NVIDIA. A lot of these companies have to borrow money in order to invest it in their growth. That's the way it works. But when interest rates go up and money becomes too expensive to borrow, they can't borrow it. So therefore, they can't grow. And if they can't grow, their stock price doesn't grow. So therefore, stock market goes down. Investors start taking their money out of the stock market and putting it in other things that can make them money. So when interest rates go up, guys, you know the stock market is getting ready to go down. So what happens when interest rates go down? What happens to the stock market? Goes up. So therefore, here's how you can see the future. Jay Powell has told you what's coming in the future. He has already told you they're going to be reducing short-term interest rates in the future, down the road. So what should I be doing if I'm a smart investor, knowing that interest rates are getting ready to go down? What should I be doing if I'm a smart investor? Please, somebody tell me in the chat, what should I be doing if I'm a smart investor and I know the future? I know the future. What should I be doing? I should be buying assets right now. I should be buying paper assets. I already know the future. See, my future teller by the name of Jay Powell has already told me what's happening in the future with interest rates. See, I know what's happening in the future, but I'm in the present. So how can I take advantage of that information that I know that's happening in the future in the present? I should be buying assets. Why should I be buying assets? Because I already know when interest rates go down, assets go up. Guys, this is the perfect time to get rich. What are you waiting on? Oh, I need more information. What more information do you need? The man done already told you interest rates are going down. You should be buying assets while they're at a discount. Because once rates go down, what's going to happen to those assets, guys? What's going to happen to those assets, guys, when interest rates start going down? Somebody please tell me what's going to happen with those assets when interest rates go down. Absolutely. You hit the nail right on the head, my brother. To the moon. To the moon. They're going up, guys. Assets are going up when these interest rates go down, specifically paper assets. So I'm sitting here today telling you guys, I'm telling you right now, the future. I'm telling you what's happening in the future. How do I know that? Because the Federal Reserve Chairman has already said it. That's why I tell you guys, you got to pay attention and be tuned in to what's happening. A lot of y'all don't even know the Federal Reserve Chairman, Jerome Powell, was on Capitol Hill last week. Now, you guys that rock with me on a daily basis, you know because we've covered it. We've covered it extensively. Last week, we covered that. But for you guys who are not rocking with me every day and y'all kind of just pop in here every now and then, you don't even know. You don't know what's going on in this financial world. And I keep telling y'all, you will never build wealth unless you know the rules to this financial game in this country. You ain't going to build wealth. So you better figure out some rules. All you got to do is rock with me on a daily basis. You'll know the rules. You'll know what's happening because I'm giving it to you firsthand every single day. But you do what you got to do. You do what you got to do. If you don't want wealth, don't pay attention. It will not find you. You want to play hide and seek with wealth? Go hide. It won't find you. I'm telling you, you better, here I am, wealth. I'm ready to go. I want wealth to see me. I ain't trying to play hide and seek with wealth. I want wealth to see me. And guess what? Jay Powell just gave you a get rich pass. A get rich pass. The man telling you what they're getting ready to do with interest rates in the future. All you got to do is discipline yourself, be consistent, be patient, and start buying these assets. That's how the Fed is helping you get rich, guys. When has somebody, here's the deal. If somebody told you, here are the numbers for the lottery. Here's the numbers. I can't tell you what day in the future these numbers are going to hit, but they're going to hit. Here's the Powerball. Here are the 6 Powerball numbers. I can't tell you what day in the future they're going to hit, but they're going to hit. Boy, y'all will be down there buying them Powerball tickets like crazy. If you knew the numbers, the exact numbers, but you just had to keep playing till that day came, those exact numbers hit. But you know one day in the near future, these exact 6 numbers are going to hit. Y'all be down there about to tear down your little Piggly Wiggly, your little Publix, your little mom and pop gas station. Y'all be down there about to burn that thing down trying to get them lottery tickets. But yet and still somebody tell you what's happening with assets in the future. Y'all, how does he know? He don't know nothing. He the Federal Reserve Chairman. What do you mean how he don't know? Who you think raising lower interest rates? The Easter Bunny? No, the Easter Bunny don't increase and decrease interest rates. The Federal Reserve does. He giving you a lottery ticket, guys. This guy has handed you a lottery ticket, a winning lottery ticket. All you got to do is cash it in. All you got to do is discipline yourself, be consistent, and guess what? Be patient and cash in your lottery ticket. It's coming. It's coming. And this guy has already told you it's coming. We are reducing short-term interest rates sometime this year. That's the winning lottery ticket. All I got to do is say, well, okay, Jay Powell already done told me they reducing short-term interest rates in the near future here. And I know when interest rates go down, assets go up. Why does assets go up when interest rates go down? Because guess what? People can go borrow money cheap, and they can take that cheap money and put it in what? Assets. More demand for assets when cheap money out there to borrow, and I can go put my cheap money into an asset that's going to make me more interest than the cheap money interest. It ain't that hard to figure out, guys. If I can borrow money at 3%, I can put it in the video that's doing 20, 30, 40, 50% return. It don't make it, you ain't got to be a rocket scientist. I can borrow at 3, I can get 30, I can get 20, I can get 10. I can borrow at 3, I can go buy a piece of real estate, put a tenant in it, and get me a cash on cash return of 15%. I borrowed the money at 3%, my cash on cash return is 15%. You do the math. It's a 12% upside. So when interest rates are low, people dive in head first, borrowing money to take that money and invest in their wealth. That's what happens, guys, when interest rates go down. When interest rates go up, the reverse happens. People get on the sideline. Assets go down. Demand goes down. Assets go down. Demand goes up. Assets goes up. And all the Fed is doing is what? Introducing what? A new supply of money. See, I keep telling y'all the Fed does what? They turn interest rates on, then the money supply is on. They turn interest rates off, then the money supply is off. And they do all of that with interest rates, guys. And this guy's already told you, if you were paying attention last week, or if you're rocking with me and watching my videos, the guy has already told you, yes, a rate cut is possible. Rate cuts are possible. Got no other choice. Got to cut them. Got to cut them. By June, July, they cutting them. Now, you can stay on the sideline if you want to and continue to try to, read books and listen to seminars and wait on the talking heads at the major financial networks to tell you it's okay. It's too late. It's too late. It's too late. Too late. Time right now is where you should be buying your assets and keep buying them. Keep buying them. Right? Keep buying them. S&P 500 10 years ago was 2,000 points. 10 years ago, guys, it was 2,000 points. What is it today, guys? Somebody in the chat tell me what the S&P 500 index is today. 10 years ago, it was 2,000 points. What is it today? Don't tell me what the power of patience can do. Don't tell me what the power of consistency can do. Don't tell me what the power of discipline can do. There you go. See, my guys that rock with me, they know. It's 5,000 points, north of 5,000 points. So over the last 10 years, you mean to tell me the S&P 500 dang on near tripled in value? Guys, see, that's the power of patience. That's the power of consistency, and that's the power of discipline. Had you been invested in the S&P, you'd have tripled your money almost in 10 years. If you've been in an S&P 500 ETF that tracks the S&P 500 index, you'd have dang on near tripled your money. Guess what it's going to do in the next 10 years? This is according to Richard Fain now. This ain't according to nobody else other than me. But I'm going off historical data. It's going to triple itself again in the next 10 years. The question is, will you be on the rocket ship? Or are you going to still be on the sideline watching the rocket ship go to the moon, and you're going to be down here on Earth? You're going to be on Earth reading books, or you're going to be on the rocket ship going to the moon, building your wealth, getting to your pot of gold at the end of the rainbow? Which one you going to be? Somebody help me out. Y'all hear me in here? Am I talking to myself? Somebody help me out. Who going to be on the rocket ship? Who going to be down here on Earth waving at the rocket ship. You ever been to Cape Canaveral when the rocket take off and you got all them people out there watching and taking pictures? I want to be on the rocket ship. I don't want to be down here taking no pictures. I want to be on the rocket ship. I don't want to take no pictures. I want to be on the rocket ship. I'm telling you, get on the rocket ship. Get on the rocket ship today. Or you're going to be down here on earth taking pictures while I'm going to be on the rocket ship, and the rest of my folks who rock with me on a daily basis going to be on that rocket ship. It's up to you, man. It's up to you. You can make all the excuses in the world. I don't know. I'm going to be on that rocket ship. Jay Powell already gave me my get-rich pass. I got my get-rich pass. I'm buying. This man done told me interest rates going down. And guess what? He got the power to do it. That's the beautiful thing about it, guys. It'd be one thing if it was some joke over here who ain't got no power to bring interest rates down saying that. But this dude, this dude got the power to bring interest rates down. And they're going to bring them down. I'm telling you, they got to. They have to. That's how our country is. That's how our financial system is made up. It's about assets increasing in value, guys. That's what it's about. It's about assets increasing in value. What do you think our financial system is built on? People just losing money all the time? No assets ever go up in value? No. Our country, our financial system is built on assets increasing in value. This guy just gave you the winning lottery ticket. Are you going to cash it in? You going to cash it in, or you going to just throw it away? Oh, these numbers ain't real. I don't believe these numbers. This can't be the winning lottery number. Throw that in. We got to stop this. See if I can turn my little thing on here. There we go. You know, why these people always be trying to call you when you're in the live? Y'all know I do my lives on the cell phone, so you know, the little bootleg setup I got right here. I need to go get me a real setup, but I got a bootleg setup, but that's okay. It'll do the trick. So here's the thing, and then we're gonna move off this one and we're gonna go to the White House and how the White House is trying to help us get to our pot of gold at the end of the rainbow. One more thing. Tomorrow. Here's another one, guys. Here's another indicator for you. Here's another indicator to build wealth. CPI inflation report. CPI inflation report comes out tomorrow. Comes out tomorrow. CPI inflation report for February. Oh, well, why is that important? Guys, come on now. Again, guys, this is, you got to think about the future. This report is going to tell us what's going to happen in the future. It's going to tell us. So you need to tune in tomorrow morning, 8:30 Eastern time. Because when I come on the live stream at 10:30 tomorrow, that's what we're going to be talking about. And I want you guys to already know what's going on so we can have a real good discussion about it. So I'm telling you, if you really want to build wealth, tune in at 8:30 a.m. Eastern time tomorrow, Tuesday, March 12th. The February CPI inflation report is coming out, and it's going to tell us what's going on with inflation. Why is that important? The better we're doing against inflation, the faster the Fed is going to reduce short-term interest rates. That's it, guys. If we are doing well, bringing inflation down, the Fed does what sooner? They reduce interest rates sooner. And if they reduce interest rates sooner, what happens? What happens, guys? Our assets start going up in value. We become more wealthy when our assets start going up in value. So if we're already buying our paper assets, which you should be buying right now, guys, there is no excuse. I don't want to hear anything about any excuses if you're not buying paper assets right now. And I've already gave you my blueprint. I've already gave you the wealth transfer blueprint, the 3 big boy blue chip paper assets I'm buying, historical track record of multiplying money. I've given you that. I've given it to you. That's why it's very important that you rock with me every day so that you know what's going on. That way you can collapse time frames and get to your pot of gold at the end of the rainbow faster. So please look out for that CPI inflation report for February. It's going to be rolling out at 8:30 a.m. Eastern time tomorrow morning. And then at 10:30 tomorrow morning, we're going to chat. We're going to chop it up and we're going to talk about it. So be prepared for that. The other date I want you guys to put on the calendar is March 20th. That's when the Federal Reserve, AKA Jay Powell, AKA future teller, the future teller, Jay Powell, the future teller, the wealth builder for the 99%. That's when they're going to be having their meeting on March 20th. So put that on your calendar as well. Put that on your calendar, guys. That's important. We got to plug in to the information that's going to allow us to see the future. That's how we become great investors. We got to plug in to information in the present that tells us what's going to happen in the future. That's what we got to do, guys. If you're not willing to do that, how serious are you about building your wealth? Not very serious. See, on this channel, guys, I'm going to give it to you straight. Whether you like it or not, I got to give it to you. I got to give you the real. I got to give it to you straight. And the straight is, unless you give up something in the short term, you won't have what you want in the long term. Give up something. Oh, that's the time where I normally do my hot yoga. I can't be on any calls when it's the hot yoga hour. Oh, hot yoga gonna get you a pot of gold at the end of the rainbow? I mean, you might want to do your hot yoga at a different time. Do your hot yoga at a different time. Get yourself plugged into this information that's going to tell you the future so you can build assets and get to your pot of gold. And then when you get to your pot of gold at the end of the rainbow, do all the hot yoga you want. Oh, no, I can never do that. That's my meditation hour. No, I can't do that. Always an excuse, right? No, give up all of that for a period. Now, I'm not saying give up exercising and get you to your health point. I'm not saying that. But what I'm saying is move it around. 8:30 a.m. tomorrow morning, you need to know what's happening if you want to build wealth. You need to be plugged into that CPI inflation report. March 20th, when the Fed meets, you need to be plugged in. You need to know what's happening. You need to know what they're saying about inflation. You need to know what they're saying about interest rates so that you know how to make moves for the future. That's it, guys. The information is going to tell you what's happening in the future. That way you can buy assets accordingly, right? So let's move on and let's talk about the White House. So I've already told you this year is an election year. This is an election year. And right now you have a Democratic president in the White House, Joe Biden. But he has a pretty strong opponent, Donald Trump, who's a Republican. And he's a former president. They are going to battle this thing out for the remaining time before the November election. So the White House, they're coming out with some things to help them get a little bit of an edge on their opponent. They're coming out with some incentives to build and preserve over 2 million new homes to lower rents and the cost of buying a home. So they're basically starting to come up with some incentives First-time home buyers, renters, helping people along. We're the party that wants to help you. We're the party that wants to assist you to get on home ownership so that you can start building assets through your home. They want to do all of that. That's what they're trying to, the picture that they're trying to paint. Let me set the stage and just read something to you real quick, and then we're gonna dive into this, and I'll give you my thoughts on what I believe is happening. President Biden, first of all, it says President Biden announces plan to lower housing costs for working families. What does that mean? Not the 1%. See, you see where he's going with that? He said for working families, which is AKA not the 1%, AKA middle class, lower middle class, low income families. That's basically what he's saying. Now let's read a little bit about what he's proposing, and then we'll dive into it. President Biden believes housing costs are too high, and significant investment are needed to address the large shortage of affordable homes inherited from his predecessor and has been growing for more than a decade. You saw how he took a little shot at your boy Trump, at former President Trump. He took a shot at it. He said, inherited from his predecessor, and that has been growing for more than a decade. So he basically said Trump looked out for the 1%, didn't look out for the middle class, the lower middle class, or the low income. That's basically what Biden just said right there. So let's move on. During his State of the Union address, President Biden will call on congressional Republicans. See what I'm saying? See where I'm going with this? Congressional Republicans to end years of inaction and pass legislation to lower costs by providing a $10,000 tax credit for first-time home buyers and people who sell their starter homes. Build and renovate more than 2 million homes and lower rental costs. Y'all see what Biden doing right there, right? Y'all see what he's doing. He's saying, listen here, America, that guy is for the 1%. I'm for you, the everyday working family. I'm your president. This is what I'm going to do for you. This is how I'm going to make it easier from a financial standpoint for you. The guy is smart now. Whoever pulling the strings for him, they smart. And they're timing this thing perfectly. So let's read on and see what else he's talking about here. President Biden also announced new steps to lower home buying and refinancing closing costs and crack down on corporate actions that rip off renters. Who you think you're talking about right there? Who you think you're talking about, guys? He's probably talking about Wall Street. Remember, you got to understand Wall Street has already basically taken over about 40% of the single family home market. Wall Street has. Big Wall Street firms. They're building 1,000 single family home renter communities around the country. It's already 900 of them that exist. That's what Biden's talking about. They're already buying up all the large apartment multifamily complexes, driving up rents, right? So Biden is saying, listen here, working class families, we are an administration for you. We're going to fight these Wall Street giants, right? What did he call them? He said he called them corporate actions that rip off renters. That's what he said. That's what he said. We are starting to see some progress. More housing units are under construction right now than at any time in the last 50 years. Rents have fallen over the last year in many places, and the homeownership rate is higher now than before the pandemic. Now, I don't know if I believe that. I think that's a little bit of him trying to slide something in there. I don't know about that one. But rent is still too high. And Americans who want to buy a home still have difficulty finding one they can afford. That is why President Biden has a landmark plan to build over 2 million homes, which will lower rents, make houses more affordable, and promote fair housing. Come on now. What y'all think Biden doing right there? Do you really think Biden cares anything about the working class family? I don't know. You have to make that determination. But I'm telling you what the guy is saying and his administration is saying. This is what they're saying they're going to do. Now, I'm an old cat. I'm 56 years old, so I done been through a lot of these presidential deals. And I know they say stuff on both sides that sounds so good. It's so good, but barely any of it ever happens. I'm just saying. I'm not saying he won't do what he said he's going to do. I'm just telling y'all, both sides say crap in the election cycle. That never happened. Never happens. Number one, he can't just unilaterally make these decisions without getting Congress to go along on some of this stuff. Now, some of it he may have the power, but some of this stuff Congress has to agree to. The problem is everybody in Congress ain't Democrats. Some of them Republicans. And typically they don't get along. Typically these two groups of individuals and peoples and parties typically can't agree on nothing. Hell, they can't even agree on a budget for the government in most years, right? So you know they ain't finna agree on financial matters. See, because one party is over here saying, we're gonna help you, we're gonna give you a hand up, we're gonna give you more stimulus. Basically, that's what it is, right? Stimulus. It's stimulus. We're gonna give you more stimulus. We're gonna give you more home ownership so you can build up your net worth and get rich, even though you and I know real estate that you live in, that you don't produce no income from, is just a dead asset. We know that, right? Most of us know that. It's just a dead asset. But he is saying we're gonna reduce rents. We're gonna make it cheaper for you to rent. We're gonna make it cheaper for you to buy a home. Now, can all that happen? Guys, I don't know. You have to make the determination if you believe him or not. I'm just telling you from a historical standpoint, when these people are out here telling you they're gonna do all this stuff for you, a lot of that stuff don't happen. I'm not saying it won't happen. I'm just saying they promised the world during the election cycle. As soon as they're elected or re-elected, all of a sudden now they got to go out and fight to get this stuff done, and a lot of times they don't get it done. So believe what you want to believe, but let's move a little forward and just read about some of the things he's trying to get accomplished, and then I'm gonna give you my take on it, and we're gonna wrap this thing up. Lowering costs for home ownership. For many Americans, owning a home is the cornerstone of raising a family, building wealth, and joining the middle class. So here's the deal, guys. Here's my problem with this. I ain't trying to join no middle class. I'm not. I'm trying to get to the pot of gold at the end of the rainbow and build my wealth as high as I can build it. I ain't got nothing against the middle class. A lot of us are middle class and we're middle class, and some of us will always be middle class, but that's not my goal. My goal is to get to the pot of gold at the end of the rainbow. Because typically when you think middle class, you're really thinking people with high interest rate credit card debt, people who live in paycheck to paycheck, people who don't got no emergency fund, right? People who ain't got no retirement savings. People ain't got no regular savings. People that are in debt, people that are in the matrix. So that's not where I'm at. I'm trying to get to a point where I control my own financial destiny. I control my own financial power, right? I control 100% of my time. And most middle class folks don't have that. Most middle class folks work for someone who controls their financial destiny. That's just the truth, guys. Now, your truth might be different. I'm giving you my truth, what I believe. So this whole notion of for many Americans, owning a home is the cornerstone of raising a family. I'm okay with that part. I'm okay with the cornerstone of raising a family. You want to have your house. You want to have your family. I'm okay with that part. But this whole building wealth and then joining the middle class, no, I ain't for that. The building wealth part, I'm for, but not through home ownership. Because in my opinion, I don't want to take 30 or 40% of my money and put it into an asset that creates no income. I don't. You may do that, and that's okay. But for me, I'd rather take my income and put it in rental properties and put it in, real estate for income. Now, if you want to give me some of that biting, where you give me some incentives where I can go out and buy me some rental properties, then I'm with you. I'm with you 100%. But I don't need no incentives. No. No. I want some incentives so I can go out and buy some rental properties. Give me that. Give me that incentive. Right? Give me that incentive if you want to help me build wealth. Give me the clear path to buying real estate for income. Give me some tax. Give me some lower down payment requirements for that. Give me some tax credits for that. Give me that $10,000 tax credit so I can go out and buy me a rental property to create some real wealth. That's what I'm talking about. I don't need no $10,000 tax credit to buy no house that don't produce no income. And on top of that, I'm gonna have to give up 20 to 30 to 40% of my income to service the debt, to pay the taxes, to pay the insurance, to pay the repair and maintenance, and it creates no income for me. That's me, guys. Y'all might disagree, but that's me. But let's move on. To many working families, feel locked out of the home ownership and are unable to compete with investors for limited supply of affordable for sale homes. Give me some incentives to be a owner of real estate for income then, Biden. That's what I want. Give me some of that incentive, then I can compete with those guys. I can't compete with them now because I got no incentives as an investor. Why try to pigeonhole me into just being a homeowner? I want to be an investor. I want to be an investor. If you want to put me on an equal playing field, give me some incentives to be an investor. Give me low down payment or down payment assistance on a multifamily property that I'm getting ready to buy. And I know some of y'all might say, well, you got first-time home buyers. Well, I ain't a first-time home buyer. I ain't a first-time home buyer. I'm a guy that's trying to create affordable housing for people. How about give me some more incentives? I'm trying to buy multifamily, not the big boy stuff, but the little mom and pop stuff. But see, the little mom and pop stuff, y'all don't want to give me no incentives on that, but you'll go to the big boys who doing the 1,000-unit apartment complex, and you'll get them all the incentives they need. See, that's what you should be talking about in this little article right here. Not trying to pigeonhole me into buying a house thinking, in my mind, that's my biggest asset. No, I don't want my house to be my biggest asset. It don't produce no income. It produces no income. Why would I need that to be my biggest asset? It's a dead asset until I sell it. Or if I Airbnb it and get some roommates, it might become a money maker, but I don't want to do that. I want incentives to be able to, on a mom and pop level, go out and get me a 4-plex, go out and get me an 8-plex. You give me some incentives. You help me out if you want me to build wealth. Right? Don't pigeonhole me to the middle class like you're trying to pigeonhole me in your little comments here. Don't pigeonhole me to the middle class. Let me go as high as I want to go. Don't put no ceiling on me. Right now, you're putting a ceiling on me saying middle class. We want to get you to the middle class. I don't need that ceiling on me, man. Don't limit me. I want to go all the way to the moon. Don't limit me. Send me to the moon. Help me get to the moon. President Biden is calling on Congress to enact legislation enable more Americans to purchase a home, including mortgage relief credit. President Biden is calling on Congress to pass a mortgage relief credit that would provide middle-class first-time home buyers with an annual tax credit of $5,000 a year for 2 years. This is equivalent of reducing the mortgage rate by more than 1.5% for 2 years on a medium home. Problem is, a medium home still gonna cost you $460,000, guys. That's the medium cost of a house. Yeah. And at about a 7% interest rate, you're talking about a $2,500 to $2,800 a month payment. That's P&I. You throw on P&I, taxes, and insurance. So PIT, what is it? Principal and interest, PITI, with taxes and insurance. Now you're looking at $3,800, $3,800 per month on what? Middle-class families making what? $75K a year? That's it. That's the average income for middle-class folks, guys. A middle-class family is making about $75,000 a year. So you're trying to tell me the medium home price is probably in that $460,000 range. So even if I get a $400,000 mortgage at let's say a 7% interest rate, I'm still PITI. I'm still looking at $3,500 to $3,800 per month. Let's say I'm looking at 35. What's the math on that? Somebody give me the math on 35 times 12 real quick in the chat. What's the math on that? $3,500 times 12. What's that, about $45,000 a year? Something like that? Is that about $45,000 a year? So you're talking about a family that makes $75,000 a year, $75,000 a year. Subtract your housing cost of about, let's just say $40,000 a year. $40,000 a year off of your 75. What does that leave you? $35K. So $35K, you got to take care of the rest of the year. Utilities, food, transportation, insurance, etc., etc., etc. All I'm telling you guys is home ownership is great, but not at the expense where I can't really build real wealth. Not for me. I'd rather buy a rental property and build real wealth through appreciation of my property value and the appreciation in my rent. Now, they can try to bring rents down all they want, but at the end of the day, the market is the market. If you want to live in a certain area and the market says that certain area is renting for $2,500 a month, guess what? If you want to be in that area, you're going to pay that rent. Now, you can go to some other area that you don't want to live in and get this discounted rent, but in that open free market, you're going to pay that rent. I'm just telling you guys. So I get where he's going and I know who he's pandering to, but this whole middle class ceiling thing, I'm not just trying to get to middle class. I'm trying to go as high as I can go. Nothing wrong with the middle class, but that's not where I'm trying to end up. Because I know normally with the middle class, I'm not at freedom. I'm not at freedom. I'm working for somebody for a long time. And maybe one day when I get to freedom. But that's not for me, right? So, but that's what he's trying to accomplish. And he says here, this is the equivalent of reducing the mortgage rate by more than 1.5 percentage points for 2 years on the median home and will help more than 3.5 million middle-class families purchase their first home over the next 2 years. The president's plan also calls for a new credit to unlock inventory of affordable starter homes. Now, I don't know where you're going to get affordable starter homes. The average price on a home across America is like $460K. It is. So I'm not sure where you're going to get these affordable starter homes from. Now, what I will tell you, your Wall Street firms have figured it out. They go to these national builders. Hey, give me 1,000 cookie cutter homes, all the same square footage, the same dimensions, and build them for this. And that's what happens. So if you want to go in one of those cookie cutter renter communities, and ain't nothing wrong with that if that's your thing, then go ahead. You might be able to get one under the 460K. But if you want anything in a really nice community, good schools, low crime rate, access to all the amenities that you are accustomed to having, it's going to be hard to do it at 300K in some parts of the country. Now, some parts of the country you can pull that off, but in other parts of the country, it will be tough. It will be tough. It will be tough. So, and it says right here, the president's plan also calls for new credit to unlock inventory of affordable starter homes while helping middle-class families move up the housing ladder and empty nesters right size. So I guess the plan is the older you get and empty nesters whose kids are going off to college and are adults now, those empty nesters will come out of those homes and maybe go into something else. And then that will free up inventory for first-time home buyers and people with new families and growing families to move into. That ain't a bad plan. But most empty nesters, they're going to want top dollar for their house. I mean, they've worked their butt off. Most of their net worth is in that house. I don't know any empty nesters who want to sell their house and not get top dollar for it. So could that plan work? I don't know. Depending upon what part of the country you live in, I guess it would be what part of the country. Because I don't know any empty nesters here in Southwest Florida that's ready to discount their house when they get ready to move. The people across the street from me, they have their house on the market for a whole year. Whole year, never reduced the price. Whole year. Whole dang on year, almost. Never reduced the price. Finally sold it for $30,000 under the original asking price. Some people, these empty nesters, these people ain't just trying to move out and leave $100,000 worth of equity to the next family that move in. They want top dollar. So I'm not sure where you're going to get empty nesters who's willing to just move out of their house and it's going to be affordable. I don't know. That one, he lost me on that one, but I digress. Let's keep moving. Many homeowners have lower rates on their mortgages than current rates. This lock-in effect makes homeowners more reluctant to sell and give up that low rate, even in circumstances where their current homes no longer fit their household needs. The president is calling on Congress to provide a 1-year tax credit of up to $10,000 to middle-class families who sell their starter home, defined as homes below the area median home price in the county, to another homeowner occupant. This is estimated to help nearly 3 million families. So here we go again. Middle class again. They want to keep, I don't know why they got to throw in the middle class. Why don't they just throw in, we're going to help you. I guess they're just trying to say 1%, this ain't for you. But guess what? The 1% going to take advantage of it anyways, right? You know that. They're going to figure out a way to manipulate this. The 1% will. But here's my thing. They're going to give a tax credit to incentivize somebody for what? To give up $100,000 worth of equity? I don't know how that's going to work. Okay, Richard, we want you to, hey, you've lived in this house for 10 years, 20 years. You've raised your kids. I know you're ready to move on. You're going to put the house up for sale. Here's what we're going to do for you so we can get you out of here quickly. We're going to give you a $10,000 tax credit, but it got to be affordable. You got to sell the house at an affordable price. Who's going to take that? Who's going to take that? No one's going to take that. So, yeah, I mean, in theory, it works. It sounds great, but I'm not going to leave equity on the table just because I want a $10,000 tax credit. I don't know. I don't know how effective that'll be. We're going to hit one more and then we'll wrap this up with the White House and then we'll button this thing up. Down payment assistance for first generation homeowners. Okay, that's interesting. Let's see what's more of this proposal. down payment assistance for first-generation homeowners. The president continues to call on Congress to provide up to $25,000 in down payment assistance to first-generation homeowners whose families haven't benefited from the generational wealth building associated with homeownership. The proposal is estimated to help 400,000 families purchase their first home. What's that, guys? Help me out with that one. I don't know how to think about that one. I mean, who is he talking about here? Anybody got any ideas who he's talking about on this one in the chat? The president continues to call on Congress to provide up to $25,000 in down payment assistance to first-generation homeowners whose families haven't benefited from the generational wealth associated with home ownership. What generational wealth has been associated with home ownership? Maybe he's talking about, somebody in your family line owned a home, paid it off, died, and then gave it to you free and clear. Maybe that's what he's talking about. Maybe that's where he's saying this generational wealth. Because again, I keep telling y'all, assets that generate income is wealth. Assets that don't generate no income is not wealth until you sell it. Then it might provide some wealth. So maybe that's what he's talking about. I don't know. Y'all help me out with this one. I'm a little confused on this one. I'm struggling on this one. I'm trying to figure out who he's talking about when he says generational, for first-time generation home buyers whose families haven't benefited from generational wealth building. What families? What group of people is he talking about? I don't know. Y'all help me out here in the chat. That's interesting, though. That's interesting. I'm not sure who he's talking about. First-generation homeowners whose families haven't benefited from generational wealth building associated with home ownership. I don't know. That's a good one. But let's move on. The president isn't waiting for Congress to lower costs for homeowners and home buyers and homeowners. Last year, the Department of Housing and Urban Development, which is HUD, reduced the mortgage insurance premium for Federal Housing Administration, FHA mortgages, saving an estimated 850,000 home buyers and homeowners an estimated $800 per year. And today, the president is announcing new action to lower the closing costs associated with buying a home or refinancing a mortgage. There you go, guys. There's your daily dose of the White House and what they're trying to do to help you build wealth. They're trying to do this to help you build wealth. Now, personally, I don't know, some of that stuff ain't gonna happen. Now, it might get him in the White House for a second term. I think it's good stuff to say at your State of the Union or on the campaign trail, because again, he's trying to galvanize the 99% behind him and take on his opponent, who also got 99%ers behind him, plus he rich, right? So he's trying to pit, I'm for the people, but you got to go back and say to yourself, what has he done in the last 4 years? What has he done in the last 4 years to make me wealthy, to get me into home ownership, to give me tax credits? I mean, what has he done in the last 4 years? That's one question you might want to ask yourself. I can't answer that for you. You got to go out to the $1 trillion research lab and figure that out for yourself. But I think it's all great. It's a lot of great thoughts and a lot of great, but I don't know if all of that gets done, guys. I don't. I think it's an election year, and you're gonna see both sides promising things that ain't gonna never happen. That's why I keep telling y'all, don't put your faith, don't put your financial freedom in the hands of anybody else other than your hands. You get out here and build wealth on your own. If Biden succeeds in getting reelected and he gets all this other stuff for the middle class and all this tax credits, and that's great. I ain't knocking it. I'm just saying from historical standpoint, when these people come out here, these candidates, both sides, when they come out here and promise you the world, a lot of that stuff never happens. It's just campaign rhetoric. It's just do whatever I got to do to get reelected. Do whatever I got to do to get elected. So take it for what you wanted, but I thought I'd share that with you, how the White House is trying to put you in the, get you to the middle class. And most of everybody in here is already in the middle class, right? We got some 1%ers in here, I know, but most of us fall into that middle class already. So how you gonna get me to the middle class when I'm already there? I'm trying to get out of the middle class. I'm trying to go on to the moon. So I would have much rather heard him talk about how do I get to the moon? I don't want to hear nothing about let me go buy this house and I got to put 40% of my wages in it. Half of my wages got to go into some house that I don't make no income off of. Yeah, if I build wealth and pay it off and die, yeah, I guess I could get that to my kids and they can cash it in and they can enjoy the proceeds. I don't get to enjoy the proceeds while I'm, unless I do a line of credit or unless I sell the house. And again, I know home ownership is important to people and that's cool. But I still say home ownership, in my opinion, shouldn't trump building assets that create income for you. My thing is, I can always get home ownership down the road when I get to my pot of gold at the end of the rainbow. Then I can have all the home ownership I want, buy where I want, and ain't got to worry about it. But until I get to the pot of gold at the end of the rainbow, I don't know if I want to dump 40% of my money into a house that don't put no money in my pocket. It only takes money out of my pocket every year. I don't know if I want to do that. But that's just me. And then this whole notion of these people who their families ain't never had no generational wealth. We're gonna give them the ability to get generational wealth through home ownership. I don't know what that means. I don't know what that means. I don't know who that group of people is we talking about. But instead of doing all that, just cut me a check. I mean, that's where I would look at it. You want to help me out and put some generational wealth in my pocket, cut me a check. I don't need no house. I need a check. Give me a check. Give me some more stimulus that I can invest in assets that actually build wealth. And give me a check. I don't need no tax cut. I don't need no tax break. I don't need no tax credit. Give me a check. Right? If you want to help the middle class, put them in some real assets that actually produce reoccurring passive income. Check. Or if you want me to buy real estate, give me some incentives as a mom and pop real estate investor. Give me some incentives to help me buy some small multifamily units. Give me some incentives to help me buy some single family homes in good neighborhoods that I can put tenants in and build my wealth that way. Give me some of those incentives. That's what I'm looking for. I'm looking for those types of incentives. Not this whole, I want to keep you stuck in the middle class for the rest of your life. And again, guys, I'm not knocking the middle class. I was in the middle class for 25 years, and I still consider myself middle class. I'm just a guy who learned how to use the 1% financial system to build wealth. But I still look at myself. But I don't need you keeping me there. I need you saying, hey, you can aspire to be whatever you want to be and do whatever you want to do. That's what I need from my candidate. I don't need no candidate trying to give me some tax credit. Keep that. Give me a real check. Give me some real assets. Give me all the incentive I need to be able to go out and buy me some real estate for income. That's what I need. I need assets that create passive income. Help me out with that. Either party, whoever, right? See, I don't get caught up in all of that as it relates to this campaign thing. Because I know during the campaign cycle, these people are going to say whatever they got to say to get elected, guys. I'm telling you now. You believe them if you want to. And I know some of y'all get 38 hot if somebody says something about your little candidate. So I don't need no comments down in the comment box. I don't need no emails. I ain't picking sides. Whoever your side is, rock with them. I don't really care. I'm just giving you information that they published. I just went to the $1 trillion research lab and just pulled up what they're promising to you. Now, I'm sure the other side, they promising something too. I guarantee you they ain't got nothing to do with no middle class. I guarantee you that other side over there ain't talking about no middle class. You ain't talking about giving you no tax credit. You ain't talking about none of that. Nope. But that's okay. Either way you roll, that's on you. That ain't got nothing to do with me or nothing to do with my channel. My whole purpose here is to give you information that can help you be a better investor. That's it. I just gave you some information. What you do with it is on you. What you don't do with it is on you. I'm okay either way. I'm going to do what I need to do in order to get to the pot of gold at the end of the rainbow I'm trying to get to. I'm trying to double my net worth over the next 10 years. That's what I'm trying to do. I don't know about you, what you're trying to get accomplished. What are your financial goals? You got to figure that out. But what I can tell you is figure it out. Put a game plan in place, right? Don't stay stuck down here on Earth taking pictures of us that are going to be on the rocket ship going to the moon. Don't be down here taking pictures. Oh, that's a beautiful rocket ship. Wish I was on it. Oh, look, Jim, I can see Richard on there. He's waving at me with a big smile on his face because he doubled his net worth. So, you know what I'm saying? All I'm saying is sit your butt down here on Earth taking pictures of people in the rocket ship going to the moon because they did whatever they needed to do in order to create more wealth for themselves. That's all I'm saying, guys. Don't be one of these people that don't create wealth for yourself because you're too busy taking pictures. You're too busy in other folk business. We're too busy fighting other people's battles. No, fight your own battles. Get in your own business. Stop being in other people's business on social media. Stop being in other people's business. Stop. All we want to do is entertain ourselves and pleasure ourselves and wait for somebody to swoop in and rescue us. We're going to wait on this knight in shining armor to come swoop us up. The government, some candidate. Oh, my candidate over here is going to change the world for me. No, he's not. No, he's not. People don't even know you. They're going to get in the White House and do exactly what they always do. Cater to the 1%. That's what they do, guys. They get in the White House and they cater to the 1%. Or whatever their agenda is. Whatever their agenda is. They ain't worried about you. You got to worry about you. Keep telling y'all that. Ain't nobody care. You got to worry about you. That's why you got to put a plan in place to get yourself to your pot of gold at the end of the rainbow. No one is going to take you and give you half of their pot of gold. Nobody. Oh, my neighbor said I'm good. He got me. He got my back. When he get to his pot of gold, I'm going to get a little bit of it. Nope. No one's going to do that. So get your game plan together. Take this information that I've given you. Keep what you need, throw back what you don't need. I'm okay with that because I'm just an information giver. I'm a guy who gives my opinion. I'm not trying to convince you of anything. I don't care what party you vote for. I don't care what party you belong to because I know from a lot of experience, guys, a lot of election cycles, a lot of presidents. Their agenda don't include you. I don't care which side of the aisle they fall on. Their goal, it's not their responsibility to get you to your pot of gold at the end of the rainbow, guys. That's your responsibility. These are just human beings just like you and me. They put their pants on just like you and I do, one leg at a time. They can't, listen, they're fighting with the other party. They're fighting with foreign countries. They're fighting with everybody at that level. They don't got time to just sit down and say, well, golly, man, I wonder how Richard's doing today. Maybe I should pick up the phone and give him a call. I'm sure he's probably wondering why I haven't called him. I know he voted for me, but I got to, none of them are going to call me, guys. None of them are going to say, hey, Richard, how's the financial wealth building going? Can I do anything to help you? No one's going to call me and give me that assistance. No one. I got to do it. That's why I'm telling you, get your plan together. Execute your plan. Be disciplined. Be consistent. Be patient. Put yourself on that rocket ship. You should be on the rocket ship every single day. 365 days a year, be on the rocket ship. What is the rocket ship, Richard? Investing in assets that go up in value to create passive income. That's the rocket ship. That's the rocket ship you should be on every day. Every morning you wake up, every night you go to bed, you should be thinking about, did I do something today to either put myself on the rocket ship or keep myself on the rocket ship? Right? That's it. That's it. That's the game plan. That's the game plan. So if you want to rock with that game plan, guys, stay tuned in. I'll be back again tomorrow with more information that I think is relevant to you getting yourself on that rocket ship and staying on that rocket ship. Don't be fooled by any of these guys, any of these candidates. Their goal is not to get you on the rocket ship. It shouldn't be. They got a whole world to worry about. They got a whole country to worry about. They're trying to make sure people don't try to drop an atomic bomb on us. They don't got time to be worried about your financial plan. I know you would like them to, but they don't. They got other pressing issues. And guess what? People are going to say what they got to say to get elected. You know that. So take back your power and develop a plan that you can execute and then get on the rocket ship. Now, if you want up to 15 free stocks from Moo, get on the rocket ship, then go down to that description box, click on that Moo link, put $100 in it, they're going to give you 5 free stocks. Put $1,000 in your brokerage account, they're going to give you 15 free stocks. Get on the rocket ship, strap in, copy the plan, be disciplined, be consistent, be patient, get to your pot of gold at the end of the rainbow. That's it. That's the plan. And if you need a brokerage account in order to start buying these paper assets, and in order to start building your wealth, go down to the description box, click on that Moo link, open up your Moo account today. You'll be rocking with your boy, because that's what I use. Right? That's what I use. That's what I'm going to talk about this whole year, is how to get to your pot of gold at the end of the rainbow. That's what this channel is about. Giving you information that you can then use to build your wealth if you want to. But that's up to you guys. I can't control that for you. No presidential candidate can control that for you. Nobody in Congress can control that for you. Your neighbor can't control it for you. Your parents can't control it for you. No, you got to control it. And if you want to control it, control it. If you want to control it, control it. It's within your grasp. It's within your reach. 2 things you can control in this life, guys. Your attitude and your effort. Your attitude and your effort. You can control those 2 things. Nobody else. So control them. For the positive or for the negative. But you can control them. Well, all right, guys, I appreciate you. Like I said, if you want that Moo offer, click on that link down in the description box. Open up that Moo account today. Come rock with your boy. Come build wealth with your boy. Come double your net worth over the next 10 years. Again, I'm not your financial advisor. I'm not guaranteeing anything to you. I'm just an optimistic investor. Optimistic here. Mr. Optimistic. Why? Because Jay Powell has already told me the future. Jay Powell has told me the future. He's told me the future. Interest rates coming down. Interest rates come down. Stock market goes up. Present day, I already know the future. So I use my present day money Why? Because I know what the future is coming. I know what's going to happen in the future. See, I know what's going to happen in the future. So I'm buying assets now to prepare for the future. You know the future. Are you going to prepare? That's on you, right? Hit that, lock it in with a thumbs up, guys. I'm out of here. Let's lock it in with a thumbs up. Y'all know how we do. We need to get this thing right. I appreciate over 1,000 of y'all rocking with me in the live stream today. That's incredible. Like I said, we're gonna continue growing this thing. We're gonna get this thing to 10,000 people a day in this live stream. I'm committed to that because I want to help as many people as I can to get to financial freedom. I want to give information to as many people as I can to get them to the pot of gold at the end of the rainbow. Lock it in with a thumbs up if you're rocking with me on that. If you're gonna get on that rocket ship with me and stay on that rocket ship for 365 days a year, so we can get to our pot of gold at the end of the rainbow, lock it in with a thumbs up. If you are rocking with me, lock it in with a thumbs up. Lock it in with a thumbs up if you are gonna rock with me and be on that rocket ship. Appreciate y'all, man. I'm gonna be back in here again tomorrow with some more financial topics, some more financial news, and y'all know I'm gonna give it to you real. I'm gonna be 100 with it every single day. Why? Because you deserve that. You deserve the truth. You can handle the truth. You can handle the truth. So I'm going to give it to you every single day. See y'all tomorrow. Y'all keep it locked in. Y'all keep it good. Y'all keep it well lit. And I'm going to see y'all tomorrow. Thoughts become things. You can see it in your mind. You can hold it in your hands. You guys keep chasing your greatness. Never stop believing in yourself. Stay healthy. Get wealthy. I'm going to catch y'all on the next one. Peace out.